Hey everybody, it's Bob. Today I'm going to talk about crime here in the Philippines. I've had to deal with it. The girlfriend has had to deal with it, and it's one of the reasons why we are at where we are at. Um, and I'll give my opinion about countrywide crime, but here where we're at, generally there is very little crime. There is some that occurs. Obviously, we're in an urban area, or we were, and it's going to happen. You're going to have your bad actors there, and it's going to happen. Um, how our story went is that a little over a year ago, we started getting trespassers on the property at the apartment complex. And I had two cameras up, one outside, one inside, high def security cameras. I had brought them from when I had my property in Pennsylvania. And it was a homeless woman, and she had opened our grill. And what I think she was doing was I think she was looking for some food or something because we had our clothes rack out. She didn't take any of that. We had a bunch of things out. She didn't take anything. She went around to a couple other buildings, or excuse me, a couple other apartments there, and she tried getting in, but couldn't. She was a little woman, and we really didn't do anything about it. I wasn't worried about it. Nothing really happened. And then this 17-year-old, about a month or two later, started coming around. And the guy underneath me, the 17-year-old got into his apartment and stole 10,000 pesos, which is about $171. And that's all he needed. Because every time he came back, and he came back a few times, um, he went after that guy's apartment. And there was an instance where, now, mind you, after the first time this kid came, I had talked to my landlord. She had some security cameras up, and they were crappy. She got robbed when these guys came and put them up. They were just crappy cameras. They overpriced her on them. They never even taught her how to use them or anything. So she asked me about my cameras. So I told her they're relatively cheap. I think around 25 US dollars. Wasn't too bad. So I acquired two brand new ones and put them up around. And I put one down by my neighbor downstairs, and he wanted me to kind of keep an eye on it because he would leave and come back. He's an elderly gentleman. He's an older. He retired back from the Navy. I think it was like in '93. So, and he walks with a cane. So one night we hear all this screaming. My girlfriend wakes me up saying, "Bob, Thomas is yelling for you." So we all get up. The whole complex gets up. This is like 11:30 at night. Everybody gets up. Here, the 17-year-old climbed in through his front window, which had bars on it, which are like these bars here behind me, but they were more horizontal. So he was able to get through them and was able to sneak under Thomas's bed while Thomas was in the living room. And he went ahead and hid until he came into the room. And when he did, he attacked the neighbor. He just went at him with a knife, tried to kill him. Well, he wasn't giving up that easy. So he fought the intruder, and that's when he started screaming, "Help, help." And we all came out, and as we came out, he squirted back out the window that he went in and came running around and out the back. Now, out of 5 cameras that the landlord had, only 3 worked, and they were very grainy at night, black and white, and the infrared on them only reached maybe 10 feet. They were horrible cameras. And with my cameras, especially the one down at his apartment outside, we were able to see the guy. And I took a still shot of him. Again, 4K, could see everything. Showed it to the police. The police knew exactly who this guy was and where he was living, or I should say residing. The next morning, they brought him by for the neighbor to identify, and he identified him. And this kid's story is he didn't have any parents. Either his parents died or they rejected him or whatever. And he was 17, and he was living in abandoned homes and buildings. And he would steal so that he could get enough money to stay in hotel rooms to get a shower and sleep in a nice bed. And that was his motive to steal. So it ended up the cops arrested him, and I don't know where they brought him somewhere. Don't know where he is now. Haven't heard about him or anything. But then we had a couple more break-ins. I wouldn't say break-ins, more trespassing. It really didn't do anything. They just kind of came on the property. And this is a gated property. They just climb over the gate. So the girlfriend decided that she didn't feel safe there anymore. I was neither here nor there. It didn't bother me. But she felt unsafe, so I made the decision that, hey, we should move in. So we did. And where we're at now, it's a lot more secure, a lot more quiet, not a whole lot going on. We like it. Now, with that being said, my opinion about the Philippines, even everything that was going on, I still feel safer here than I do in the United States. Now, compared to my old neighborhood out in the middle of nowhere, you could literally leave your doors unlocked and nobody would bother you. But when I lived in the city, there's no way. Uh, Crime here, like I said, it's pretty isolated. Where we were living, there was a bunch of foreigners that lived there who had nice houses, and so the criminals knew this, so they would just go up and down and test the security at all these places. So, in my opinion, I still think that the Philippines is very safe. I really do. Um, there's crime here, especially in the more urban areas, but you get away from it. As soon as you get away from the more urban areas, it goes down. It's fine. Um, the further south you go, there's more risk for foreigners. So don't go south. Don't go down to Mindanao and stuff like that. It's considered a red zone. Don't do it. Uh, Maybe one day, if it's deemed okay, I'll go down that way. But for right now, I don't want to. Even in southern Palawan, far south Palawan, they're all down there too. The bad guys. So I still stand by everything that I say about the crime here and how I feel here. I still feel safe. Crime here is relatively low, especially in the non-urban areas. And I still highly recommend the Philippines to come to, whether vacation or whatever. So on that note, I hope everybody has a good day, and I will see you in the next video.